So we are back again with another video, and today we are going to be talking about my ideal transfer window. Now, I've done this for the last two transfer windows now, and I do feel it's time to talk about what my ideal transfer window would be. A lot of names that maybe haven't been talked about as much, some names that have been talked about too much, or some names that may also surprise you. So let's get straight into it. First of all, I'm going to go with a big name signing, as you would call it, and that's going to be Jack Grealish. Now, I think, look, he's going to cost about 70 to 80 million pounds is what I would think. Yes, he did sign a new contract last year, and he is someone that would transform our team. I think a lot of people can agree upon that. Now, whether he wants to come to Arsenal, again, is a grey area. Does he want Champions League football? Is it a priority for him? Because another club that is interested is Manchester City, and they can most certainly provide that for him. Obviously, Champions League finalists as well. But I will talk about him in my 3 players I would sign for certain position thing, that series. So I'll talk about him then as well. But I just want to say that Grealish would be a player that would really help our team in terms of bring us more depth, and bring us more quality and bring us world-class players in our team. Because when you do look at our squad, do we have world-class players? Do we? I don't think so. And I think Jack Grealish has to be a top priority. And if Kroenke wants to try and turn our heads, then I think Jack Grealish has to be up there with the big signing we need to do. So I'm going to go Jack Grealish. And the next one for me as an in will be Martin Ødegaard. Look, a lot of people haven't been too impressed with Martin Ødegaard, but I see something with the player. And I think if we can possibly get another loan for him, if we can possibly bring him in for a cheap price, 30 to 40 million pounds, because remember, Real Madrid are in a bit of financial crisis at the moment, so it is likely that they may sell Ødegaard for a bit cheaper. Will they not? It's a bit of a sticky one. But yeah, I think Ødegaard, we have to try and bring him in. I think I've seen quite good from him, and I think physically he's adapted quite well into this league, and I think he deserves more of a chance, because I think Arteta rushed him back from injury, and then he's only been here for about 4 months. So I think for what he's shown, he has shown a lot of quality, and I'd certainly bring him back. So that would be my second in, another midfielder. But my next one is also another midfielder, and that is Yves Bissouma of Brighton. Now, Yves Bissouma, some may say, not good enough. Some may say this, some may say that. But I think he is going to be a really good player if we do sign him, because he could partner next to someone like Thomas Partey and give us a lot more strength in that midfield. And for the price that has been touted, around 30 million pounds, I think that is very good business from Arsenal, because we're signing a player that's going to be next to Thomas Partey, playing a lot of games for us, and we're not going to be in Europe. We're not going to be forcing players around playing too much, but we need quality in that midfield, which is why I would sign Grealish, Ødegaard and Bissouma and have Partey in that midfield, because I really do think that midfield is such a weak area for us, and if we can really put some effort in the summer transfer window and try and strengthen it, we can try and get ourselves way higher up that table, and I do believe that. So I'm going to go with Yves Bissouma. The next one is a right back, and we do need a right back, because some are saying Callum Chambers are better than this guy, as I've seen in polls, but I'm going to go with Max Aarons. Now, I've seen other links for right backs, such as Hakimi, such as Lamptey, such as Emerson, such as Mazraoui, Celik. I've seen a lot of reports for other right backs, but for me, I think logistically, I'm going to go Max Aarons. Again, a homegrown player, hits that category very well. 25 to 30 million pounds, it's not too excessive. I think with a player like Hakimi, who is my dream signing, Fabrizio Romano is saying 80 million euros. Now that is just too much for a right back. No, thank you. Unfortunately, I don't think he's worth that kind of money, even though I'd love him to have him at the club. That's the sort of money we paid for Pepe. So yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. So I do think Max Aarons is probably the best option we can go with here. For me, Lamptey, again, he gets a lot of injuries. He's a bit shaky at times. But again, someone like Mazraoui, I've seen reports saying, a lot of people that I've watched him saying he stuttered in his time in Netherlands. And if he can't cut it just about in Netherlands, then is he going to do it in the Premier League? There's a lot of doubts. But I think all in all, I think Max Aarons is going to be the right back we need. And hopefully, he can come in, because we have been linked with other players from Norwich like Buendia, who I don't want, by the way, just to make that clear. I don't want Buendia anywhere near this club for the kind of prices that have been suggested. 30 to 40 million pounds. Whoa. I'd rather have his English counterpart, Aaron's. So that's who I'm going to be going with. Now, the last money signing that I'm going to go with is Andre Silva. Now, some may say, this isn't a good signing. Some may say, who is he? Some may say, we haven't really been linked with him. But we have been linked with him a few times. And I like the look of this player. He outscored Erling Haaland in the league. And Erling Haaland, his price is upwards of 150 million quid. And this, guys, is nothing more than 40. So that is telling you something, and Frankfurt have had a good season this season, and someone like Andre Silva has been at the forefront of that, and I think he's a very underappreciated striker, and I would definitely try and sign him, sell someone like Lacazette, who we'll get onto in a bit, and bring in someone like Andre Silva. I think that would be very good business for us to do, and hopefully we do some sort of business like that. So I'm going to go with Andre Silva. I'm going to go in for free signings. Again, I know some people don't like it, but I'm going to go in for 3 free signings, and the first one's going to be Ryan Bertrand. Now, a lot of people have been saying, look, he ain't the right signing, he ain't this, he ain't that. For me, I think we need a backup left back, and we need someone who's experienced, knows the league, and can provide good backup for Kieran Tierney, because ultimately that's what we want to do. I think Ryan Bertrand is the perfect option because he's very experienced in the league. He knows, what is required of the league, and I think he can help Tierney. Let him flourish, and when needs be, can step in. I know we're not going to have European football, so that sort of pressure won't be there on that left back position, but I think you always need 2 players for each position, and I'm going to go with Ryan Bertrand as a free option because for someone of his quality, you're going to have to pay 10 million plus anyway. So if you're getting him for free, why not get him for free? I don't know. Some people just don't get it, but that's what I'm going to go with. The next one is Matt Ryan. I'm going to get him on a free transfer as well. We do need a backup goalkeeper, and that's basically, it's a simple option, and he's an Arsenal fan. He'll give 100% whenever he needs to play. How much would he play? Because they're not in Europe. But yeah, it's just, he won't be playing a lot if he comes in, will he? I think maybe the odd Carabao Cup game, the odd FA Cup game, but other than that, unless Bert Leno or the other goalkeeper I'm going to try and go in for, gets injured or anything, then he ain't going to play much. But again, he's a good understudy, and I've seen enough from him this season, on this latter half of the season, to suggest that we should sign him on a permanent deal. So I'm going to go with Matt Ryan. The last one is Gianluigi Donnarumma on a free signing. Now, I've debated on this quite a lot with myself, and I think it's the best idea we do get him in. He's about 21, 22 years old. He's a goalkeeper that's been around for quite a long time, 5 or 6 years. He came in when he was 16 to AC Milan. He has played at that level since, playing good first choice goalkeeper. So 5 to 6 years of experience for someone who's only 21, 22, for me is very good. And at a league which, again, it's a slow league, but again, you're a goalkeeper, it doesn't really make a difference. But I think Donnarumma is someone we need to try and bring in. How much would he cost? Obviously, he's a free transfer, but agent fees, Mino Raiola, no one really likes that. If it's 10 to 15 million pounds altogether, if he doesn't have the greatest seasons, or if he just has an alright season, next year we could sell him for 50, 60 if it doesn't fit in. So I think there's a lot of profit to be made here, a lot of ground to be made here, and I would get him in. So that is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 signings. Grealish, Odegaard, Basuma, Aarons, Andre Silva, Bertrand, Ryan, and Donnarumma. Moving on to the exit door now, and I'm going to be getting rid of quite a few players here. Starting off with Cedric. Not a name that you would have thought to hear, but I'm going to go with Cedric. He only signed on a permanent deal 1 year ago after coming on loan from Southampton. Now, Cedric Suarez is a player that he has played a few times. He's had to cover at left back a few times, but towards the back end of this last season, he really hasn't been that great, or he hasn't really played that much. And I think this is probably the perfect opportunity to cash in on him after 1.5 years at Arsenal, only one of which has been a permanent year. So I think for Cedric, we can get maybe up to £10 million for him. And I think maybe because we've got Callum Chambers at right back who can cover there, and we have Mavropanos coming back who can cover that centre-back position where Chambers would be covering, I think we can get rid of Cedric, and we can make a bit of money from it, and that's what I'm going to be going with as my first sale. The next one for me is Bernd Leno. Now, obviously, I've said Donnarumma should come in. So, obvious thing is, you're not going to have Matt Ryan, Donnarumma, and Leno battling it out for that number one. You'd have to get rid of one. And for me, that has to be Bernd Leno. That he's someone that I have... It's a sticky one, Leno, because I think he's someone that I've defended for a lot of the season, but towards these last few months, I've just sort of given up on him, and I'm like, come on, man, you can't be doing a lot of what you're doing. And is he the goalkeeper that's going to be in a league title with us, try and win the league with us? No. Is he a Champions League level goalkeeper? Maybe, but I don't know. It's a sticky one. But I think with Leno, I think we have to try and get rid of him, get a bit of money for him, maybe give him to a Bayern Munich. I just said he's not a Champions League goalkeeper, but you know what I mean. Maybe a Bayern Munich. If he does well at this year's Euros, then maybe a Bayern Munich could come in for him. Who knows? But I think it'd be funny as we let go of Emi Martinez, so Leno could be number one, and now I get rid of Leno as well. It would be a very interesting one, but we're replacing him with Donnarumma, hopefully, so I'm going to get rid of Leno. Hopefully about £30 million could be made there, but I don't know. The next one is Lucas Torreira. Now again, this is I think quite an obvious one. He's won the league with Atletico at the moment. He hasn't really played a lot. He wants to go back to Boca Juniors. Likelihood is he'll probably go back to Italy. Around 10 to 15 million pounds we're probably going to end up getting for him. Quite less than what we paid for him, about 20 to 25 million, but yeah, I think it's best time to cash in on him. It was probably last year to cash in on him, where we could have got up to 20 from a club like I think Fiorentina were in for him. So yeah, I think get rid of Torreira as well. The next one may come as a surprise, but it's Joe Willock I'm going to get rid of. Now, look, in January his valuation was about £10 million. Now, over these last few months, he's been absolutely exceptional for Newcastle. Don't get it wrong, he's been brilliant. And his valuation has gone up 3 times, 4 times fold. And I think now this is probably the best time to cash in on him. Get 30 to 40 million pounds in, where only in January we're only getting 10 to 20. And then put that money towards a Grealish, put that money towards an Odegaard. That is probably what we'll try and do. Because Willock at Arsenal, he's got quite a lot of chances, whether it was Emery or Freddie or under Arteta. He's got quite a lot of chances at Arsenal, and he really hasn't proven himself. So what's the chances he's going to come in? Is he going to play? Is he going to feature? Is he going to perform? And then his valuation goes down again? I ain't too sure. It's the same thing we did with Martinez. It's the exact same thing. You know, his valuation went up, we sold him. But I thought Martinez was something. I thought he was going to be good enough. But Willock, I thought Martinez was going to be good enough. But, you know, Arsenal thought he wasn't. But Willock, I don't think he's good enough. So I think this is the best opportunity now to cash in on him. The next one is Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Again, another player who did go out on loan. He's done alright over there at West Brom, but he has now got relegated and has returned to Arsenal. I think in hindsight we should have got rid of him last year when he was linked to Wolves and when they put that bid in of 25 million. Are we going to get that kind of money now? Probably not. I think we're going to get close to about 15 to 20, I would think. Even maybe that's a stretch, I don't know. But I think, again, he's not going to get into Arteta's plans, or, you know, he's not that player, and he's not good enough for midfield. We're going to sign a new right back. So is he good enough for this club at the moment? I don't think so. And I'm going to look to probably try and get rid of the player. So unfortunately, Ainsley probably will have to leave. And the next one is another academy product. We're getting rid of all of them, and that is Eddie Nketiah. He's someone that since January hasn't really played a lot, when West Ham were offering quite a bit of money to sign him in January. So very confusing as to why we didn't get rid of him in January, but he's not played since. I don't think he really has. I think, he came in against Fulham and scored and started celebrating an equaliser against Fulham. Brilliant. Yeah, if you're doing that, then just get out, mate. And you're doing that as an Arsenal Academy product, and you're doing that kind of stuff, like, come on, man. But yeah, I'm going to probably get rid of him. And the next one is Willian. What a season it's been for him. He's got a pretty good free kick, I'll give him that. But other than that free kick, he really hasn't done anything. And I think he's been very, very poor. Big but. Yes, big but. We can get a profit off him, because the sort of prices I've seen around £15 million, and Fabrizio Romano says we're definitely going to get rid of him. MLS clubs are interested, some other European clubs are interested. Chelsea have been linked with a return for him, but I think we need to get rid of him as well. Try and get a bit of money, maybe a profit, or at least make back what we gave him in wages. At least try and do that, because it won't look like a complete failure if we even get a tiny bit of profit for it, because it was a free signing. It's not like we paid anything to Chelsea. So yeah, that's one player I'd get rid of. The next one for me would be Alexandre Lacazette. Now I am saying getting Andre Silva, but I think we need to get Lacazette go. He's had an alright season, and hopefully that does boost up his price tag a tiny bit. He is now 30 years old, so he is going into the back end of his career. But I think Roma were one of the clubs interested, but they're also in for Xhaka, who we'll go into in a second. But Lacazette, I think what other clubs would be interested in him, I'm not too sure. Maybe a Napoli-esque club, maybe some Italian club, I don't know. But I think he's someone we can get maybe 25 to 30 million pounds for, and hopefully we do. Next one is Sead Kolasinac. Now, if we're going to get someone like Bertrand in or another left back in, I don't see any way we can keep Sead Kolasinac. He has been linked with a move back to Schalke, but they're relegated. Are they going to afford wages, etc., etc.? I don't know. And I really don't want to loan him there for the rest of his contract. I want to try and get some money for him. Like Lazio were interested in January, and even last summer, apparently a deal was agreed with Lazio for £11 million, but the personal terms were broken down, so that couldn't happen. But yeah, and the last player I would get rid of is Granit Xhaka. Yeah, Granit Xhaka. I'm going to probably get rid of Xhaka. Main reason being is that guy is just a parasite to this football club, and the sooner we get rid of him, the better. And he's not the last player. The last player I'll get into in a second, but Granit Xhaka, we definitely need to get rid of him, because him and the next one, which is Bellerin, I think we need to get them both out of the club very quickly, because the two Wenger players really haven't hit the heights they were expected to. Bellerin, obviously, some may say academy product, but he's in a Barcelona product. He can go back there. Maybe Barcelona want him back, but PSG have been in for him. A few different clubs have been in for him, but hopefully Bellerin can go. Xhaka been linked to Roma. Mourinho wants him somehow. So hopefully he can get back to there. And yeah, hopefully we can sell those two players. And that is it for my sales. So that is it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Transfer News Daily will hopefully be returning on the 12th of June when the transfer window is fully open. Stay tuned for that. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.